Today we are going to discuss how to create tertiary colors. At this point, you've painted primaries and secondaries on your color wheel, and now you're going to move outside right above those colors to create these tertiary colors. A tertiary is a primary plus a secondary. For instance, orange and yellow. When you mix them together, you're going to get something that exists in between orange and yellow, which would either be orange yellow or yellow orange. Orange yellow is slightly more orange, yellow orange, slightly more yellow. And you'll be able to visualize this very easily as soon as you get two of these next to each other. So if you still have your secondary colors pre-mixed, that will be helpful to you. If not, just make sure when you do mix them in your palette that they look exactly like the ones you painted initially here. Because if they don't, they're gonna look like they don't belong on this color wheel. So let's start with something easy. We'll do the yellow ones because it's easy to see a difference. So yellow-orange is created by mixing yellow and orange. I have orange, really easy. I can just take yellow and orange and mix them together. If I did not have orange mixed already, I could make a new one, or I could get really fancy and skip a step, and I could simply mix red and yellow, but just not mix it to create a perfect orange. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If yellow-orange is more yellow than orange, when I mix, I'm gonna mix a lot of yellow and only a tiny bit of red. You, once again, can see how dominant the red is. So I'm just going to take some of this and add more yellow to it. Okay, so now I've achieved something that's not orange and it's not yellow. But I need to figure out, is it yellow-orange or is it orange-yellow? I'm gonna say orange-yellow because I could definitely add more yellow to this without it looking like plain yellow. So I'm gonna use this in my orange-yellow section. Doesn't look too different from my initial orange, but it's a little lighter because it has more yellow in it. Now, if I have orange-yellow, the most efficient next color to mix would be yellow-orange. I wouldn't even have to start fresh. I can simply take my orange-yellow and make it yellow-orange by adding more yellow into it. So again, I'm only going to use some of it so it changes faster. My water's starting to get muddy, which is going to eventually start to ruin my colors. So definitely make sure you change out your water every once in a while. And the goal with the tertiaries is to achieve different colors all the way around. It changed, it didn't change too drastically. I'm gonna add even more yellow. I'm never gonna get back to pure yellow because I can't, because I've mixed red into this. So I can keep going. All right, this would be yellow-orange. It exists somewhere between yellow and orange, but it looks more like a shade of yellow than it does orange. So now you can see I have achieved two tertiary colors. They're slightly different from the colors on my original color wheel. And they're not the same as each other, even though technically they're like different versions of the same color. So I could keep going and reuse the colors that I made. Like if I did orange red next, I could use my orange yellow, and to make it orange red, I would just add more red. Let's do it. Less is more. It's always better to not add enough and to have to do it again than to add too much and then you can't use it. Now, red, orange, and orange red are quite challenging to mix and make look different from each other. So I have to decide, is this red, orange, or orange, red? I'm gonna call this red, orange, because I definitely feel like I can achieve something in between this and this. So I'm gonna place it here. And it looks good because it looks more orangey than my red primary color. Now, I'm gonna, again, use this to make this color. So I need a version of this that's more orangey. So if this is red, orange, and I need orange, red, to make it more orangey, I would add more yellow. Remember, mix the whole thing. Don't only mix in a section because you're never going to get flat color to paint on here. Going for orange, red. The hard part is making this not look like my regular orange. I think I've done it. Test is, does it look different from what I just painted? It does. A little similar to my regular orange. I can go back and change that later after it dries if I really feel like they look too much the same. Because the goal here is to get every single section of your entire color wheel to look like a different color. Okay, so you can start to see the really nice, smooth transition from one color to the next. This should happen all the way around with all of your tertiaries. And you'll notice that the color wheel is set up so that where you painted yellow, all of these colors are eventually going to be different tints or shades of yellow. These are all oranges. These are all reds. So if something starts to not look like a version of this color on the traditional color wheel, something went wrong and you should try again and repaint it.